I start like all of my videos out with the word so. Have you noticed that? I've noticed that I overuse certain words all the time, and it's kind of annoying to me. Hopefully it's not annoying to you. Hi, I'm Mrs. Soap and Clay. Let's make stuff. How's it going, Sudsers? Welcome back to the channel. You are here for another round of 365 days of soap. And today we are on day 44, and we are making not soap. We are making a solid natural deodorant, which is cool. Now, natural deodorants in and of themselves, they're cool in theory. So you're removing, all of the toxin, removing the detergents, you're removing all the parabens and the phthalates, and you're removing the aluminum. And that's awesome if you can get a batch of solid natural deodorant that also keeps you from smelling bad, and as a bigger bonus has an antiperspirant quality to it. And I found that to be kind of hit or miss with all of the natural deodorants that I've tried. And you have that period where they say your skin has to adjust to it, and then so you're just walking around smelling terrible all the time, and I was never super into that. And so as a result, it actually took me quite a while to create a solid natural deodorant recipe that I really loved enough to put into the line, because my number one rule is if I'm not going to use it and love it, it doesn't go to you. And I finally did find that after about a year and a half of tweaking. I found one that I'm absolutely in love with. And this natural deodorant is baking soda free, it's aluminum free, it's detergent and paraben and phthalate free, no formaldehyde donors. It is great, and as an added bonus, it's also packaging free. Now, the cool thing about packaging free solid deodorant is you are able to, sort of when you get your deodorant, you're able to melt it down and put it into your own container that you have, at home. So we are really reducing the single-use plastics that we have in the world, which is awesome. And I'm going to show you exactly how we make our solid natural deodorant today. Let's go. Okay, so solid deodorant, solid natural deodorant. This is actually a really beautiful recipe. I love everything about this. So you have the coconut oil that's in there now, and I am putting in the shea as well. Now, coconut oil and shea butter together, they make a sort of like natural barrier. So I don't know if you've ever used like coconut oil and shea butter or body butter, but they create a very cool natural barrier on your skin that sort of helps. Well, I mean, really, it actually does help water bead off of you. So these are really cool ingredients to include in a deodorant when you're looking for natural antiperspirant, qualities. And for this, we are also going to add in some Candelia wax. Now, Candelia wax is my substitute to beeswax in all my formulations, because Candelia wax is, definitely vegan, and we love the honeybees. We're going to keep them going, and so we roll with that as an acceptable substitution for beeswax. And it's really going to help harden the actual deodorant, so it can be, easily set out on the shelf and not, a big sloopy mess. And once those hard butters and waxes are in, we are going to add hemp seed oil, and this is going to be really specifically for this formulation, right? Because hemp seed is really good for helping out with balancing the skin's pH and helping the skin sort of remove impurities and toxins that can lead to, the smelly lifestyle. We're also going to be adding Karanja oil. Now Karanja oil is really awesome. I don't know if you're familiar with neem oil, but neem oil is really good for insect bites and bugs in general, and lots of awesome uses. But neem oil smells terrible in and of itself. Karanja oil is neem oil's like awesome and less offensive kid sister, and it has all the cool qualities that you would expect from neem, but without the horrible smell. And we are also going to put in a little bit of a lightweight oil. This is an apricot oil, and really it kind of doesn't matter for the lightweight oil that we're putting in, and I just really like apricot oil, and I have a lot of it right now, so that's what's going in. Now that's going to melt down, and while we are melting this down, we are going to go ahead and measure out arrowroot powder. So that is what is happening there. Arrowroot powder is really good at wicking away excess moisture, so that's also going to add to the antiperspirant qualities of a good natural deodorant. And to that, we're also going to add diatomaceous earth. Now, diatomaceous earth, and honestly, when the soapprentices first came in and saw this diatomaceous earth thing in the shop, they're like, I'm sorry, what is this? What's happening? And yeah, it sounds a little bit scary and it's whatever, but this diatomaceous earth is actually, it's food grade. It has lots and lots of cool benefits to the skin, and yeah, no, it's nothing to super at all worry about when it comes to the formulation of your recipes, even though it seems kind of weird. But we're also going to be adding kaolin clay to this as well, to again help with the skin's pH and the balancing of the skin. Now back to the diatomaceous earth bit, right? So this is food grade diatomaceous earth, and it's actually a really cool product to use essentially in place of baking soda, because baking soda can be very irritating to the skin, right? When you're putting it into a deodorant into a very sensitive area like your underarms, you can end up with lots of bumps and redness and sore and chafing, and we're not looking for that, and that's terrible. We're not looking for that. But the diatomaceous earth, essentially this is an algae in essence, and what this does is it definitely helps out with the pH of the skin. It definitely helps out with hormonal imbalances, as well as just skin detoxifying problems, and can be considered in my line clay, because soap and clay soaps and clay deodorant. And it also is a really good detoxifier and helps out with skin conditions, and really exfoliating as well, which is also a good thing when you're switching from an aluminum based product to a natural product, because it makes that crossover a lot faster. Now what we're doing here is I have melted down the waxes and butters, and we are incorporating the arrowroot, kaolin clay, and diatomaceous earth blend into the liquid oils and butters to give it a nice, everything needs to be worked out really well. We need all those clumps and everything worked out of the powder ingredients before we can pour. Now this is actually reasonably important when you're making a solid deodorant. You do want to make sure that all of the dry ingredients are really fully well incorporated into the actual liquid mixture. And this is going to start getting sort of thick as you continue to add your powder ingredients. And because this is a recipe that's actually specifically formulated to allow the end user to melt down and put into their own containers, their own packaging, it's completely fine if you want to take this to the microwave and give it another melt with 15-20 second bursts to allow it to be fluid enough to do the pour. That's totally fine, because again, this is formulated specifically to allow for precisely that by the end user, so you don't have to waste any sort of plastic on packaging, which is great, and I love that. That's a huge bonus in my line. Now, once this has all been really well worked in and we have all the clumps and everything from the dry ingredients worked out, we are going to want to put an essential oil blend into this, oil and dry ingredient mixture. Now, the oils that I select for this particular recipe, because this is my super smelly recipe, right? So this is for people who have kind of problems with excess, body odor. And that's great. There's no judgment. It's all about your pH. It's all about the lifestyle. It's fine. Like, some people are smelling, some people are whatever. But we really do want to pay attention to not only the botanical oils that we put in, so the hemp seed and the karanja really does a great job with this, but also the essential oils that we put in to help with the skin's rejuvenation and helping sort of balance the pH so you effectively smell less when you sweat. So the essential oils that we put in this guy are lavender essential oil, because that's an obvious, we're gonna need that because it's really great for sort of balancing the skin's pH and helping out with any sort of offensive odors. We also have tea tree, which is, I'm sure you're familiar with tea tree oil. It's a wonderful addition to many problems. It's a natural astringent, and so that's awesome. And we also include patchouli, as well as an orange 10X in this, and just a little bit of the orange 10X because you are dealing again with a sensitive area of the skin, and you do not want to put too much citrus or anything that could cause irritation. And obviously the end goal is this causes no irritation at all, because I would suck as like this super cool chemist, soap maker person if I irritated your skin, really. But anyway, you're going to be mixing all of that in very thoroughly and making sure that the essential oil blend in this is well incorporated. And yeah, no, then you're totally ready to pour and do the things and let it solidify. So we are ready to pour this guy, and everything's looking good. The temperature of this solution is sitting at around 120 degrees, I'd say, right now. And it is going to firm up very quickly. Now, I'm going to use the scale for this because I sort of estimated and I looked at all the different deodorant tubes that I kind of had in the house, and Mr. Soap and Clay House or whatever, and decided that between 1.8 and 2 ounces is going to be the normal requirements to fill a deodorant tube at home. So again, if I'm wanting my end customers to melt this down and pour this into their own click and twist deodorant tubes, then I don't want to give them too much or too little to fill the container. So that's why I'm using the scale for this particular thing. And this is going to, once we finish pouring, it's going to firm up. It actually only takes about 20 or so minutes for this to firm up, to pop out of the molds. So it's a pretty simple and kind of quick process to get this ready to go and ready to be put on the shelves, because there's literally no cure time with something like a solid natural deodorant, which is obviously a great thing. So we're 20 minutes later and it's all firmed up ish, and I'm going to pop it out and show you guys what they look like. And yeah, good, nice, smooth texture. It's really nice. I don't see anything that suggests we have any rogue big clumps of any of the dry ingredients hanging out in there. It's a well mixed batch of deodorant, and that's awesome. I love that. But I'm also going to show you guys kind of what it does with the antiperspirant qualities, because I obviously can't do smell-o-vision and show you what it smells like, but I can show you what it does on the skin. So I'm going to use my arm here and put some on my arm, and then we are going to just kind of put some water on my arm and see what it does. And natural antiperspirant is super cool because it's totally gonna beat up and do its thing, and I will get to it eventually. What am I doing here? Oh, I had to get the water, right. And yeah, look at that. Look, it's definitely beating. That's good. That's awesome. That's a natural deodorant right there, guys. That is a win. Look at that. That's amazing. Now I'll put it around it, and you can see how quickly it sort of goes off. And look at that. That's really good. So there you have it. Solid natural deodorant that is 100% packaging free. And there you have it, our solid natural deodorant. This particular formulation is our super smelly formulation, and so the essential oils that go into that, as well as the botanical oils that I selected, namely the hemp seed and the karanja, really do aid in helping eliminate that weird trial period, weird skin adjustment period of needing to wait a month for your pH to restore so you don't smell like a foot all the time. And it also really helps out with your overall body odor, which is great. So yeah, the essential oils, the botanical oils, definitely carefully selected. Now, as you can see in the little test thing that I did on my arm there, has a nice antiperspirant quality to it as well, which I super dig because I'm a runner and I'm always out doing the things, and I'm not so much with, the sweating, and so this actually keeps me, reasonably dry and not having to wring out my shirts after a run, which is a good bonus. Anyway, thank you so much for joining us for another round of 365 days of soap. If you are interested in solid deodorant, you can find it on the website at soapandclay.com. If you're interested in following me on social media, I'm there, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. And if you are interested in more soapy antics, subscribe to the channel, do the thing. We are definitely going to be giving away a big old box of soapy love once we hit 500 subs on the YouTube channel, and the solid deodorant will definitely be in it. So, subscribe and let's do the thing. Anyway, thanks again for being here today. I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye.